What's up, guys? Welcome to today's video. In today's video, we will be talking about the Thunderbolts, the newest release from Marvel Studios and Disney. Guys, this film was a 8.5 out of 10 for me. I want to start it off with that. There will be minor spoilers. I just made my desk shake. There will be minor spoilers, but nothing that you probably haven't seen already on social media. The movie has technically been out since Thursday night. I mean, why wouldn't I talk spoilers? I'm sorry. So this is your spoiler warning now. You can jump out now if you have not seen it, or if you just don't care. Keep going on this ride. But if you are new here, please like, share, and subscribe. If you are returning, please like, share, and subscribe. Become a channel member today. Do all that good stuff. Make sure you hit the alert bell so you never miss another one of my nerdy videos. Now, Yelena Belova, Florence Pugh, stole the show for me. She did her good acting. Yelena's story being fleshed out even more. We see more of what happened to her in the Red Room. This film is a character study, and not just on Yelena. It's a character study on a lot of these characters. We find out that John Walker is just like, he's always been like the jerk, the a-hole, but it's even more now. He lost his wife, he lost his son. Spoilers, but yeah, he lost his wife, he lost his son. He's been working for Valentina. He puts himself in his work. He's just always on his phone reading articles about himself. He sits there, he would let his baby cry. And as a father, as a parent, you know, that can cause butting of heads, but he has not been the most mentally stable person, as we have seen from Falcon and the Winter Soldier. He even still has the tics and the twitches. As I was sitting there watching it with my wife last night, I noticed that that's a good, they kept that character trait in there. Like, that's how you know when he was tweaking the most. But the whole premise is Valentina, she's being impeached, and she wants to avoid that as much as possible. Bucky is trying to, you know, get her assistant Mel on his side. That way he can get Valentina out of office as soon as possible. When this thing first started, I thought the film was an impeachment hearing for Thunderbolt Ross. My initial thinking of this whole film was that Valentina possibly could be blackmailing Bucky into working for her so he can assemble this team of, you know, ragtag heroes, if I could say it like this team to work for her, and they become the Thunderbolts so she can get back in the good graces with the government. I was wrong, and I'm glad to be wrong, because this story was leagues better. Like I said, I gave it an 8.5 out of 10 only because I wish they could have fleshed out more characters. While Ghost is in a good chunk of the film, you don't get much of her backstory, mainly because we know most of it from Ant-Man and the Wasp. Bill Foster gave us insight into her character. I just wish we could know what she was up to. All we know that she has been up to, you know, is working for Valentina, pulling jobs for Valentina. John Walker has been doing the same thing. We saw him approached by Valentina at the end of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Now, the wild card was Taskmaster. But if you've noticed, she hasn't really been in any promotional material. She hasn't been on any posters. As she's been in the trailer for like 5 seconds. I'll let you figure out what happens to her, but Ghost is the GOAT. That's all I'll say. The initial meeting of all of them in the clip that was released online is like, they're in there to, one of them is sent to take out a specific person, and it turns out into this extreme battle royale until they realize that, oh, we all worked for Valentina, and we're all here doing this. Valentina's trying to get rid of evidence. She's trying to burn up evidence. Who's also in that vault that Valentina does not know about? Bob. She doesn't know Bob was there. She initially calls him John Doe when she sees like the security footage or whatever. He's in there because he was supposed to be a failed experiment, but lo and behold, he did not fail. He woke up. But just like Sentry in the comics, he has this deity attached to him, the Void, but they dive deeper. They expand on his story. He's comic accurate, but they expand on it. And it ties into mental health. The guy is not mentally stable. He was a drug addict. He says he's not a good guy. In the comics, Sentry was a drug addict who broke into a facility and he stole the serum. He drank the serum. He gets addicted to it because he's already a junkie and he needs more. He keeps going back for more, and he does whatever they need him to do. They flushed out that story more, and I'm glad that they did. Guys, this movie is deep. This movie is deep. It's a character study. It's a mental health study. It deals with mental health and depression and feeling your self-worth, feeling like you've been fulfilled in life. And a lot of these characters, these were the perfect characters to do that with, because initially they are the losers. We hear Valentina call them losers, towards the start of the film. This movie, like, guys, like, this movie, it hits you in the feels in the best way possible. Like I said, on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Threads. This film is different in the best way possible. I never thought we would get a superhero film that dealt with your emotions on this level. This was deep. And while it dealt with that, it didn't lack in action. The action set pieces were wonderful. Could it have had more action? Yes, but I think they handled this relatively well. And I gotta say, like, when you meet Red Guardian, when we see him again, he's watching old videos of him. Nobody knows who Red Guardian is because he is a washed up, has-been super soldier for Russia. They have no need for him anymore, so they don't use him. God, this story was so this story was so deep. I can't sing this movie's praises enough. I wish other things would have been fleshed out. What they did to Taskmaster, I laughed out loud. When we get to the stuff with the Void, some things that the Void does, he sucks you into the Void. He sends you to another dimension. He does not kill you. Like, watching them turn into skid marks, especially like the people that he aims it at, I was shocked. And what I see him do to a certain little girl, I like sat back in my seat like, whoa, okay, we're going there. But when you see them finally band together as a team towards the final battle of the film, it feels good. You see them all coming together and working together. They formed a bond without really knowing it. And that's the key to a good story at the end of the day. Guys, like I said, I give this film a 8.5 out of 10. Please stay for the post-credit scenes, because if you don't know, you've probably seen it. I told you it was going to be spoilers. They get branded as the new Avengers by Valentina. Valentina figures out a way to spin this whole thing so people won't realize that she's responsible for what Sentry actually turned into, for what Bob turned into. Oh, and speaking of which, Bob wiped the floor with them. But he's still not the strongest being that we have seen in the MCU. I'm seeing that narrative going around. He's nowhere near the strongest being. He was fighting super soldiers, a woman that can phase, and Yelena. He can throw any of them around with ease. Like honestly, anyone around with ease. So I don't know where that narrative is coming from, that he's the strongest that we've seen in the MCU. He's far from the strongest. He's close, but he's far from the strongest, because I feel as if Kang could wipe the floor with him. Captain Marvel, Makari, Icarus, any of them could potentially wipe the floor with him. He's far from the strongest. But when we get to the end of the film, they have a new Avengers logo. They have a new A. We find out that Sam is pissed and he filed for copyright. The post-credit scene is not your typical post-credit scene. The mid-credit scene is your typical mid-credit scene. Because it's Red Guardian out there trying to, he finally got on the Wheaties box like he's been wanting. And like we see newspaper clippings talking about some not my Avengers, the B-Vengers, who are these guys? Newspaper clippings of them being trolled online and all of that stuff. That was hilarious. Please make sure you stay through the whole full credits, because we get a tease for something to come in Avengers Doomsday. I'm so excited that this is where we're going. The next Marvel film that we have will be the Fantastic Four in July. Also, Ironheart drops in June, so we have a lot of good Marvel stuff coming our way. Like I said, please let me know down below in the comment section. Actually, I have not said this yet. Like I said, please like, share, and subscribe. And make sure you hit the comment section down below. Let me know what you thought about this movie in the comment section down below. Let's have a conversation about it. Let's keep it civil, but let me know what you thought, and I will get back to you guys later. Party Nation on Tuesday, we'll be diving into this whole thing. So make sure you join in.